Hey guys, I hope you're having a incredible day. Thank you for joining me live. Just want to make sure that it is working. We are good. We're live. Yeah, it's wonderful. Thank you for joining me. And I want to really talk to you today about becoming a sustainability expert. And I don't mean about myself actually, because what I've been finding is almost consistently now for the last 6 months, I would say, I am hearing from people very regularly about their interest in hearing more about my work and how they themselves can get into this space. Obviously, they all come from a range of backgrounds, and they're just curious. They're wanting to know, do you have to be a highly technical person or highly strategic or very much involved with the community and all about that engagement. And so, yeah, it's just wonderful. I've talked to so many people and met so many people along the way. And what I've noticed is there's been consistently a few things that I tend to talk to them about. So probably the top three things that I tend to really drive forward when we have a conversation is one is building your personal brand, building You.Inc, whoever that is, building Merrill Inc in this instance. And what that means on social media is a big thing. Obviously, that's the way that people are getting to know each other from across the world, across the globe. And so building that brand is really key. The second thing is around how do we network, especially in the areas that you're interested in growing your career, networking and getting to know people, talking to everybody within that space, and not just people you feel comfortable talking to. Go for the corporate leaders and the C-suite, and really go out and talk to the vice presidents and the directors of the business, because people are just people. And if you're really keen to understand the journey that person took to get into their position, or you're just really keen to know more about them, and you're not just going out there to sell yourself or get something from them, you're actually curious to know more about them and have even something to give in the first instance, then people will talk to you. They love to talk, and they love the opportunity to help as well. So that's the third thing, is your network. And the final thing in terms of getting into this space is not necessarily doing the full course, doing the full sustainability master's or degree or PhD, whatever it is, but maybe becoming accredited in a global version of an area that you're interested in. So if you're interested in sustainable finance, for example, then I would look to the TCFD and see whether they have any short courses. I want to be very clear here. This is not about going and doing a full course. I always tell everybody that I speak to that you don't need to be fully studied or academically trained in an area to be an expert. That's not what makes the new age experts. What really makes you an expert in this field is through building practical experience, but also believing in yourself. And this sounds fluffy, but it's really the truth. Is I'll give you an example. I mean, I've had a few people come up to me and say, well, okay, you're an expert. Wow, that's great. I've never thought to call myself that. And so it's something that I had to, have conversations with these people and tell them that, well, I mean, it's subjective. I consider myself an expert because I looked within and I really believed that I could solve these people's problems in the area that I am calling myself an expert in. And not believed, I believe. It's not past tense, it's present. But, I believe that I can solve people's problems in sustainability. And I'm very specific about what I'm an expert in. I help you reduce energy, water, waste, resources, and ultimately emissions. So I help businesses shift towards a more circular and low carbon economy in their business operations or personal day-to-day lives. So that's why I call myself an expert, because I truly believe that I can help people solve this problem. And it's not just from the academic training that I've had, but it's very much from my experience in the workspace combined with my belief in myself, because I've ultimately had, at the time that I started calling myself an expert, I had just over 8 years, just under 9 years of experience. And so, to many people that might seem like very little and, not really equivalent to the title expert. But that's what I mean about it being subjective. It's really about you believing in yourself. So great to do a course. The third thing is that, it is great to do a course. That's maybe the global equivalent. And that's only to really well verse yourself in that space at a global level, or at a level that's applicable to all countries. But you don't need to do course after course or study for several years to get into this space. You need to start believing in yourself and knowing deep down inside, with your passion combined with your practical experience, even if it's not a lot, you can become a sustainability consultant, expert, whatever you want to call yourself, change maker, a revolutionary, solutionary, call yourself whatever you want, but you have to really believe it, and have some practical experience to back that. But know deep down inside that you can solve the problems that your clients or your prospective clients are having. So that's what I really wanted to jump in here and talk about, is that the 3 things that I've been telling people. So just to summarize, the 3 things that I think are most important if you're wanting to shift your career into sustainability and climate change. Because, before I summarize, I should say that given the way the market is going, we are only kind of starting to make room now for new jobs being created around sustainability and climate responses. So climate diligent responding, because that's really the problem we all collectively face together, is how do we continue to operate in a way that humanity can thrive and be happy, but also that is congruent with natural rehabilitation and the survival and thrive. You can't say thrival, I was going to say thrival, but the survival and the planet itself thriving to continue to support us and our lives. So in order for that to continue to happen and for us to live happily and consciously together, we need to create we need to build into these types of jobs. So build an economy that supports these types of jobs. And that is really the way the economy is shifting. So to summarize, the 3 things I think that everyone can focus on is You.Inc, building your personal brand. Excuse me. Building your personal brand and who you are on social media. The second is networking with the right people in the area that you really want to work in. And that means talking to everybody in the business. And the final thing, I'm not sure what I choked on. I must have swallowed some dust. And the third thing is become accredited or train in a global version of the area. So global certification in the area that you're interested in. So as I said, financial risk, that's the TCFD, general sustainability related risk or climate risk, GARP. Or GRI reporting. So, there's global versions of what you are interested in. If it's greenhouse gases, the greenhouse gas protocol. So look into that. And that's the third area that I think is really important, with the side story in connection to it, that you need to believe in yourself. So thank you for joining me for this talk. And apologies, I did almost choke and thought I would need to run away for some water, but I'm good. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm always happy to chat to people who are trying to move into this space, time being granted. But reach out, and hope you have a wonderful week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.